Hello, suds. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I felt compelled to tell you that sometimes something that you may think is bad, something you may think is negative, something maybe you don't want to do, something you may find to be a hindrance could actually be your biggest blessing. Don't know why my voice is cracking. Blessing. Wake up to that. That's what was on my heart today. My soul. I don't know. I woke up and God told me to tell you that maybe the thing you are avoiding, the thing you don't like, the thing you wish wasn't happening, could actually bring you joy, could actually heal you, could be a magical thing. So, there's one thing I feel compelled to say. Another thing that I felt like would be good for you to know is that you're special. One, obviously, anyone who watches these videos is rare. Anyone who sees my videos is one of a kind because there's so many worlds, so many people in all the worlds, so many beings, and not everyone watches these. Only a limited select few watch and receive these videos. So if you're one of those people, you're real special. That's what I gotta say to you. So know that, and obviously you're open to receiving things that may not be based in formal logic. I'm not really using my mind right now. I'm using my heart, and my heart was telling me to tell you that sometimes things feel like delays or like ebbs in the flow can actually be helpful. Stopping sometimes. I'll use myself as an example right now because that's who I have. I only have myself. So sometimes I get real invested into creative projects and I just want to do the entire creative project from start to finish and not do anything else. But that is kind of crazy and maybe a little unhealthy actually because I have to stop for water. Gotta stop to eat. So I want to remind you maybe, or just ease your spirit in letting you know that sometimes delays or pauses in your journey, your process, whatever processes that you go through, if you experience turbulence in those processes or you experience stops, the progress stalls, maybe, I think that could actually be beneficial for you, could actually be a good thing. I would suggest having an open mind, keeping your mind and heart and soul open to the possibilities within the pauses. Change is good. Be open to change, because if you're just doing the same thing, like for me, back to the example of whenever I get real invested in my creative processes, I just feel very, very almost manic. Like I just want to do it. Like crocheting this hat, I was like, I just have to finish it. Even though I was in pain, my hand was in pain. And is that good? Probably not. Like I could have stopped to rest because resting is good and important, but to each their own. I'm just saying things, and I'm not overthinking things. What else did God want me to tell you? Progress is a virtue. I don't know what that means, but good things are on the way to you. Good things have always been on the way to you. Like I said, you're special and one of a kind, because if you're watching this, only a select few watch my videos. None of my videos have more than 3,000 views right now, currently, but that's gonna change. You can do whatever you want in this life. Right now, me as an example, and for what you can also do, is I just want to say, God's telling me to say that you don't need the applause, you don't need recognition, you don't need validation to do what you know that you should be doing, or to do what your soul feels called to do. Because if you trust, I'm encouraged to remind you to trust yourself. Trust that if you have something put on your heart, if God's putting something on your heart to do a creative project, if you just have this calling or feeling that you need to go on vacation, to start a family, I don't know, whatever you're feeling, but if you are feeling something very strongly and you don't know why, you don't need to know why you're feeling it. If you feel like it'll be good for you, I would encourage you to do it. Just saying. Don't know where I was going with that, but that's another message. You don't need to know where you're going all the time. Sometimes you should just go and you should just do what you feel like. That's what I'm doing right now. I didn't plan what I'm saying right now. I'm just saying I just had the intention that God would speak through me and tell me good things to tell you. Oh, sud. Oh, viewer of mine. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not questioning it. I'm just doing what I feel, and that's what you should do, is do what you feel. If it's good, I would like maybe advise against doing things that feel good, maybe that are like bad for you. But I feel like if you set the intention to have discernment on what is good for you, it'll come to you. Back to trusting and believing. Trust and believe in yourself. You're kind of all you have, really. So lean into that, maybe. I don't know what else to say, but in review of what I've said so far, things that may seem bad could actually be good. The ebb could actually be the flow. You don't need to know where you're going. Trust and believe in yourself. Those are some things right now. You don't need validation, right? Just summing up. Also, it's more about like the internal. You got to create your own internal conditions. You can't be waiting around for the external baby because you make the external. Like, I'm just saying, if you're waiting around for the perfect conditions to do something, you probably are going to be waiting forever. It makes me, what I just said reminds me of what my oldest brother Michael and his wife, my sister-in-law Mercedes, they told me when they had their first child. They said they were not talking to me, they were talking to my cousin, which funny enough, he and his wife are just recently pregnant. My cousin Corbin and my cousin-in-law Morgan, they're gonna have their first kid. They're expecting. Congrats for them. Why am I saying this? It's making me think new birth is coming all around and happens all the time. But that was not the original reason I brought this up. I brought this up because when my brother and sister-in-law were talking to my cousins, because they just got married at the time, and they were like, oh, we're gonna have a kid like once we get like a better job, or like we get a more secure housing situation. My sister-in-law Mercedes said, if you're waiting for the right time to have a child, you're gonna be waiting forever. So that could be a metaphor in service of you. If you are waiting for the right time to birth a creative project, to give life to yourself, you could be waiting forever. So I would encourage you to start now, even if you don't feel ready, even if you don't know what you're doing, just begin. The first, wait, what's that song? I don't know if it makes sense. First cut is the deepest. I don't know the relevance. I'm hearing another quote in my head. What is it? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Take the step. Take the leap. Know that you are supported. Why would God put you in this world if you were not loved? Why would God put something on your heart if God didn't want you to accomplish it? And with that, I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Know that you are loved. Know that you probably are your biggest enemy. So don't be your own enemy when you could channel that energy to be your best friend. Okay, I love you. Bye.